There is a specific kind of silence that happens in modern conversation. You've probably heard it. It's the sound of a glitch in the matrix. It happens the moment you meet someone new. The vibe is good, the conversation is flowing, and then, inevitably, the ritual begins. You pull out your phone, your thumb hovering over the search bar, and you ask, "What's your Instagram?" And they look you dead in the eye with an almost unsettling calmness and say, "I don't have one." The reaction is visceral. It's not just surprise, it's suspicion. You don't have Instagram? What about TikTok, Snapchat, X? When they say no to all of it, the questions start racing through your mind. Are they a criminal? Are they in witness protection? Are they judging me? Or, and this is the thought that truly scares people, do they know something I don't? We live in an era where existence is defined by perception. If you didn't post it, did it happen? If you can't be tagged, do you exist? Today on Psychology Street, we are going deep. We aren't just talking about a digital detox. We are talking about the ghosts, the people who have completely opted out of the digital performance. And we are going to answer the question that haunts the scroll-addicted masses. Are the people who don't use social media falling behind? Or are they the only ones who are actually free? To understand the psychology of the non-user, we first have to understand the psychological state of the user. That's us, the 4.9 billion people currently trapped in the dopamine loop. Let's be honest about what social media actually is. We call it connection, but neurologically, it's a slot machine. That is not a metaphor. It is quite literally designed using the same variable reward schedules as a casino in Las Vegas. When you pull down to refresh your feed, that is the lever. The half-second delay before the new content loads, that is the spinning wheel. You are waiting to see if you won. Did you get a like, a comment, a video that made you exhale through your nose? Most of the time you lose. You see something that makes you jealous or annoyed or bored, but now and then you win. And that hit of dopamine keeps you pulling the lever again and again for an average of 2.5 hours every single day. The person who doesn't use social media has stepped out of the casino. Psychologists call this baseline restoration. Think about your baseline mood. For most users, the baseline is anxiety. It's a low-level hum of fear of missing out, combined with the subconscious weight of needing to perform. When you aren't on social media, your brain creates a different relationship with boredom. To a user, boredom is a crisis. It is a terrifying void that must be filled immediately with content. To the non-user, boredom is fertile soil. It is where ideas come from. It is where you process your emotions. When a non-user stands in line at the grocery store, they aren't checking Twitter. They are just standing there. They are observing. They are present. And because their dopamine receptors aren't fried by constant overstimulation, they actually enjoy the small things. The taste of coffee, the way the light hits a building, the sound of rain. While we are chasing the high of a viral video, they are enjoying the high of reality. But the dopamine is just the surface. The deeper psychological reason people quit, and the reason they seem so confident, is the rejection of the performative self. There is a concept in sociology called the looking-glass self. It suggests that we build our identity based on how we think others perceive us. Social media weaponized this. Every time you post, you are curating a museum exhibit of your life. You aren't posting your life. You are posting the trailer for your life. You posted the vacation, but not the argument you had at the airport. You post the gym selfie, but not the 3 days you spent eating pizza in bed. This creates a psychological fracture. There is the real you, which is messy, complicated, and human. And then there is the avatar you, which is polished, happy, and successful. The more you post, the wider the gap becomes between who you are and who you pretend to be. This gap is where depression lives. It is where imposter syndrome is born. The person who deletes their accounts closes this gap. They integrate. They become one person again. They don't have to worry about angles. They don't have to worry about captions. They don't have to constantly audit their own existence to see if it's content worthy. Imagine the sheer mental weight that lifts off your shoulders when you realize you no longer have an audience. You are no longer on stage. You can just be. This is why non-users often have a certain gravitas or weight to them. They aren't fragmented. They are solid. They possess what psychologists call an internal locus of control. They decide their own value rather than crowdsourcing their self-esteem from strangers on the internet. Let's talk about the economy. Not money, attention. In the modern world, the ability to focus is the new IQ. It is the new currency. We are moving into an economy that rewards deep work, the ability to master hard things quickly. Social media is the enemy of deep work. It fragments your attention span into 15-second chunks. It trains your brain to be distracted. The person who opts out of social media has an almost unfair competitive advantage. While their peers are getting distracted by a notification every 6 minutes, the non-user can sit down and read a book for 3 hours straight. They can learn a language. They can code. They can build a business. They aren't just offline. They are locked in. This is why you see so many high-level CEOs, authors, and thinkers quietly disappearing from these platforms. They know the secret. You cannot change the world if you are too busy consuming it. But what about friends? If I leave Instagram, you say, I'll lose touch with everyone. Here is the hard truth that the non-user has accepted. There is a limitation in the human brain called Dunbar's number. It states that humans can only maintain about 150 stable relationships, and we can only maintain about 5 close, intimate relationships. Social media tricks us into thinking we can hack biology. It makes us think we can be friends with 800 people, but you can't. Those aren't friends. They are an audience. When you leave social media, a painful but necessary pruning process happens. The people who only liked you for your content fall away. The people who were just being nosy fall way. And you are left with the people who actually have your phone number, the people who will actually drive you to the airport. The non-user doesn't have a network, they have a tribe. And the psychological safety of a tribe is infinitely stronger than the dopamine hit of an audience. There is also the element of time, the terrifying math of it. If you spend 2.5 hours a day on social media, that is 17.5 hours a week. That is 910 hours a year. If you live to be 80, you will have spent roughly 6 to 8 years of your entire conscious life looking at a screen, scrolling past people you don't know, living lives you don't have. 6 years. The ghost looks at that math and says, no deal. They take those 6 years back. In those 6 years, they learn instruments, they raise children, they travel, they sleep, they stare at the ceiling. It is not that they have more time than you. We all have the same 24 hours. It is that they aren't leaking their time like a broken faucet. Now let's address the mystery. We live in a culture of oversharing. Vulnerability is currency. We are told to speak our truth and show our scars. And while honesty is good, there is power in privacy. When you meet someone who isn't on social media, they are a blank slate. You can't Google them and find out what they ate for lunch in 2018. You can't see who they dated. You can't analyze their political rants. You have to actually talk to them to know them. This creates attraction. It creates intrigue. In a world where everyone is shouting, look at me, the person who whispers or stays silent is the one we lean into here. This is the scarcity principle. Diamonds are valuable because they are rare. In a world of digital noise, silence is the new diamond. The unavailable person is the person who is most desired. So, are they superior? Are they judging you? Usually the answer is no. The psychology of the non-user isn't about arrogance. Most of them aren't judging you. They are actually worried about you. They see you the way a sober person sees a drunk person at a bar, with a mix of empathy and sadness. They see the anxiety in your eyes when you can't find a signal. They see the sadness when your post doesn't get enough likes. They see you performing for a camera that isn't even recording. And they want to tell you that the cage door is unlocked. You can just walk out. Leaving social media is not about being a Luddite. It's not about hating technology. It's about loving your own mind enough to protect it. It's about realizing that you are not a product to be sold to advertisers. You are not a data point. You are not a user ID. You are a human being designed for sunlight, for eye contact, for deep focus, and for connection that can be felt, not just counted. The ghost in the machine isn't a glitch. They are the prototype for the future. As the digital world gets louder, messier, and more artificial, the value of the analog human is going to skyrocket. Maybe you aren't ready to delete everything today. Maybe you can't because of work or family or fear. That's okay. But try this. The next time you are in a beautiful moment, a sunset, a dinner with friends, a moment of peace, and you feel that twitch in your pocket, that urge to capture it, to package it, to broadcast it, don't let the moment just be yours. Keep it a secret. Let it die with you. There is a profound freedom in having experiences that have no audience. That is where the soul grows. That is where the ghost lives. If you are watching this and you are one of the few who still remember what life feels like without the filter, tell us in the comments. Or better yet, don't. We'll know you're out there anyway. This is Psychology Street, where we don't just scroll, we see. Subscribe if you want to wake up.